Namaste and blessings to all of you, dear friends of Agama. In this fourth and last part of my presentation about the coronavirus and the present world situation, I will describe to you the occult, subtle and spiritual connections that are related to this virus situation. Those of you who have no knowledge of the esoteric parts of yoga and who are not inclined to spirituality, just focus on the first 3 video clips that have been published, because there you find concrete yogic measures for taking care of this risk. You may find some of the statements from the part 4 unacceptable or too far out, because these are coming from a deep metaphysical esoteric tradition of yoga, of Ayurveda, of Tibetan medicine, and because of that, for some of you, you might not have the level of understanding or of natural faith so that you can understand and derive useful information from these details. According to the traditional medicine, both in Tibetan and Ayurvedic medicine, being infected by a virus means to be possessed or to be influenced by a demonic entity. The RNA, the ribonucleic acid, which enters in our system and possesses millions of cells in our body, making us sick with a viral infection, is considered in traditional medicine as a form of demonic interaction. Some people are very much afraid of the word demon, and it's like some medieval, middle-aged, spooky concept. And because of this, when they hear such story, they shut down completely and they refuse to understand. However, I remind to you that the Ayurvedic medicine has an experience of thousands of years, and it has functioned, and it still functions nowadays, and it is used practically. Therefore, if you want to be open-minded, try to listen to their theory and see if you can find something useful for your lives. In a shamanic understanding of the universe, we are constantly living together with different entities and spirits of the universe, some of them which are more friendly, some of them which are not so friendly. For example, the great initiate Gurdjieff revealed his information from the Sufis of Central Asia that even automobiles are backed by demonic entities, and human beings using automobiles and cars as their mechanical slaves, automatically, unconsciously, and unwittingly, unknowingly, they actually have to pay a price, a toll for that, and that results in the traffic accidents. Gurdjieff simply said that the traffic accidents are blood sacrifices which humanity is unconsciously doing to the demons of the automobiles. Well, to make the long story short and keep this clip short, remember that viruses, including flu, every year seasonal flu is there and it kills tens of thousands of people. Until now, this year, the seasonal flu has still killed more people than the coronavirus. We are in the end of March, and still the seasonal flu has killed more people than the coronavirus, I repeat it. And still nobody panics or makes a scandal about that. And although we are told that we have vaccines, those vaccines don't seem to work beyond a certain limit. Metaphysicians, to make the long story short, consider that having different epidemics, there are some karmic tolls that humanity has to pay. We destroy the oceans. We pollute the nature. We are cutting down the jungles and the forests of the world. We destroy the habitat and we make species after species disappear every year. We are killing billions and billions of animals every year just to greedily eat them, while we could very well live being vegetarian and not killing any animal, so we kill them for pleasure, more or less. Therefore, humanity has a lot of things, including disharmonious thoughts, frustrations, sexual frustration, domestic violence, social violence, wars, and other such things, and all of them produce a very negative karma which is hanging over this mankind. A great expert like Professor Mircea Eliade, the world's top authority on history of religions in his own time, he confessed that he understood from the yogis of India that especially since the so-called Renaissance, especially since the 15th century and on, humanity is producing terrible amounts of negative karma from all those abuses that we do against nature and against each other. And because of all those abuses, we have to pay a karmic price. That's why great yogis have said that if you manage to stop the flu 1 year, then the next year it will become 2 times stronger, or it will come unexpectedly. Or instead of flu, you will have tsunamis, earthquakes, tornadoes, and typhoons, because humanity has to pay that karma. The fact that we put a quarantine in the cities and the fact that we stop the airplanes from flying cannot cancel the karma. It is a brave attempt of humanity, and to a certain extent it is an intelligent, it's like it makes common sense that we try to do that. But unfortunately, the truth of it is that you cannot destroy the negative karma of individuals and of billions of individuals by just stopping airplanes from flying or by just isolating people in their houses for 1 month. That is why a holistic approach to this issue is dealing with the negative karma, dealing with the imbalance that we create in nature, dealing with the imbalance in our souls. So much of humanity has become skeptical, cynical, materialistic, dark, egoistic, even demonic in many of its tendencies. These things cannot go without consequences. That's why the humanity is just consuming the result of its imbalanced actions, and if you want to stay away from these, first make a serious self-analysis. How is your heart? How is your mind? How much do you live in a state of neurosis and frustration? How harmonious is your life from the standpoint of yama and niyama, morals and ethics? How harmonious is your life from the standpoint of your relationship with God and with Mother Nature? And then try to mend that. It will not be possible to fix that for the rest of mankind unless you are some new Messiah, and then you may produce a change at the level of the whole humanity. But at least you can produce very constructive and beneficial changes for you yourself, for your friends, for your family, for those dear to you, for your neighborhood, for the people who are close to you both in terms of spirit and in terms of location. That is why please meditate carefully about what is happening. You see, humanity is trying to isolate cities and countries, and then what will come next is economical recession and crisis. So what we don't pay directly to the virus of corona, we are going to pay to the stock exchange demons by the fact that we are going to have bankruptcies and other troubles. That's why please think intelligently about these things. Think about prayer, meditation, think about moral purity, because one of the root causes of this imbalance is precisely in our wrong actions.